Hey guys, how you
Hi.
all doing? We have to apologise because it feels like it's been such a long time that we've spoken to you guys live. So I'm feeling a bit rusty today. But we go to the live. We've got our Sarah O'Halloran. You never ever let us down. 1 week to go. 1 week-ish. So for those of you that aren't big Eurovision fans, are thinking, well, it's like 3 weeks to go to Eurovision. Well, actually, the rehearsals are going to start in about a week's time. So Saturday, the 8th of May, the rehearsals are starting. So for us, it's like 1 week to go. So we thought we'd come live, see you guys, celebrate, find out what your favourite songs are, talk about the pictures of the stage, which were released today, looking fantastic, and also celebrate the fact that there's going to be an audience in Rotterdam. We only found out yesterday. But let's say hello to, we've got Jamie Brennan. Hey, Jamie. More to me. Yes, the stage looks amazing. It's just making it all feel real for me now. We've got beautiful Joanne Johnson, as are we. We can't wait. We've got Tommy C. Hey, Tommy Corbett. Yes, we've got Sal Brown. Hello to you. We've got Michael Forbes. Sarah O'Halloran also celebrating that summer is on its way too. So I've got my fingers crossed for beautiful weather in Rotterdam. We've got RJ. Are we going to see you in the audience in Rotterdam, RJ? Let us know if you manage to get tickets when they become available. We've got ESC Manga in Turkey. We've got Michael. I've already said hello to Michael Forbes. Guys, we want to know how hyped you are that Eurovision is only a week away. Stu?
Yes.
This is like going to be your first proper Eurovision as part of the Eurovoxx team.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of hard to call it a proper one given what's happened, but obviously it's the best we can do. It's the best that you know, the EBU and the broadcasters can do, and we'll take what we can get. But yeah, because I've been a member of Eurovoxx for a little under 2 years now, and obviously a Eurovision hasn't happened in a little under 2 years. So it is my first time like from the press side of things, and I'm really excited. I'm not going to be there in person. I'm going to be with the digital press room. Of course, you guys will, or at least Clara and Andy. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm looking forward to it. We were talking about the stage as well. It looks so amazing to me. It's everything that they described in the sense that it's minimal in its aesthetics. Like, it doesn't have any big props or anything, but it really makes shapes with the lights, and really the lights are going to be such a central part of it. So I'm really looking forward to what the delegations do with each of the acts. And yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and that's been something, especially as we've seen the construction pictures and the not rehearsal footage, but you know what I mean, as they're doing the light tests. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, well, they're doing the stand-in performances at the moment, aren't they? And obviously, the proper rehearsals will be starting. But we know a lot of the artists are already in Rotterdam, so they're doing their quarantine for 5 days. I think James Newman arrived recently, so I believe he's already there. James Newman from the UK. Jess?
Yes, Andy?
I want to know your thoughts on the stage.
I absolutely love the stage, and I think that looking at the stage design, it really kind of embodies the less is more theory, in that it's very kind of simple and stripped back. There's not too much going on, but at the same time, it still kind of is like, wow, and it still is eye-catching and kind of grabs your attention. And also from the pictures we've seen, we can see all these kind of purple, pink lights kind of coming on, and it makes the whole arena just look like a big explosion of color. I can't wait to see it kind of for real, if that makes sense, like in action.
Yeah, guys, if you're watching and if you haven't seen the stage, Clara's just showing you our Instagram, so you can go onto our Insta.
Yes.
Follow us there while you are there, and you can have a look at the stage. Clara, we've got the news as well that the audience. Oh, nice. We've got the news that the audience. We're going to have 20% of an audience. So we've got 3,500 people have been are going to be able to watch. I believe the rehearsals, the show run-throughs, and also the actual shows. We didn't know a couple of days ago whether we were going to get any audience at all.
No, because the rumors were that this might have been one of the things to have to be scaled back, because in the Netherlands the cases had risen, or the cases in intensive care had risen. but apparently it's being under control, or the EBU and the Netherlands have decided to go ahead with this, and I'm really, really happy about this. And even if it's just 20% of audience, the fact that there's going to be 3,500 people, it sounds like 100% of audience. Like, I don't think we've had anything as big as this in a very, very long time. It does remind me to this test concert that they did in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago with 5,000 people in the audience, and there were just like 6 cases, and 4 of them didn't get COVID inside the arena. It was something that happened outside. So it's a really positive message about the ending of this pandemic and a step forward for humanity.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have to say as well that if you go back to like a Eurovision in like the early 90s, you probably didn't even have 3,500 people in your audience, and they could still make a lot of noise. I'm not sure whether the audience are going to be encouraged not to make a lot of noise. I know there's always lots of restrictions when it comes to COVID with regards to not shouting, or I don't know if they'll have to wear masks. But it's an amazing achievement.
Most likely.
It's an amazing achievement that we get to have an audience, and kind of recognises the people that have been ready to go to Eurovision, because it's going to be available for people that had tickets for 2020. So they are going to, hopefully some of them will get the option to go. It obviously won't be all of them. And a lot of local Dutch fans as well. So I've got fingers crossed for my Dutch Eurovision fan friends that they're going to be able to get to go as well. But we're going to go to live chat and see what questions we've got. Sarah Halloran, yes. The audience is limited, but it's great that there is going to be an audience there. We've got Francesca. Hey, Francesca. Yeah, I apologise that you haven't seen us for a little while, but we still had lots of videos coming out on our channel, so make sure you go and watch those. We've got Adrian Pedrakovsky. Hello to you. We've got Neil Error. Hey, we've got Anxiety Smith. We've got Serdian Gavrilovic in Serbia. We've got Ryan Bailey.
Hello.
We've got Ariana over in Canada. Yeah, the light looks amazing. I think we're all unanimously agreed on that. It's exactly what we need, isn't it? Lots of bright colours, lots of fantastic lighting. That screen on the back looks amazing. The one thing that I didn't see from the pictures, and was something that I was really excited about, was this other screen that they were going to be using in 2020. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about. There was another screen that was going to be coming in and out.
You mean the translucent one?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen it in certain pictures, and I think if you watch some of the videos, like, I don't know if anyone here has seen the Krista calling, where she goes to Ahoy and goes through the construction. I'm pretty sure I saw it being used there, but yeah, because it elevates and comes down, and yeah, I mean it's definitely one of the. What's that?
No, I was going to say, I've been looking like up in the rafters to see if I could spot it, but I'm older, my eyes aren't that good, so one of you guys might have spotted it. We've got Yusuf. Yusuf, where you been? We missed you. We're excited too. We've got Euroboy 4. Oh no, Euroboy 4, you're not going to be there. It's very sad that so many of the people that really make our Eurovision experience each year aren't going to be able to travel. And it's going to be a very different Eurovision, not only for us as fans watching it at home, but also people in the press centre. Yeah, it's just going to be weird, but we have to be thankful that we're getting a contest, because it's been 2 years since we've had a Eurovision, which in itself is insane to imagine. We've got Doris. Hey, Doris from Malta. Destiny still #1 in the betting odds, so you must be very happy with that. Saul wants to know, what do we think of Russia being the most viewed 2021 April entry in April on YouTube? I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know either, but I think it's very promising because it's a very polarizing song. It's receiving a lot of hate from inside their own country. So I like that this means even if you hate it, but you still watch it, you're giving her views, and that's really good for her. So keep hating. You're just making it better.
Hate but vote.
Hate but vote. And it's a great message. It's a message everyone can stand behind. And if it's touching a nerve, it's because there must be some truth in the lyrics.
Definitely, and it's great to see a country that is typically known for. I mean, when we're talking about Eurovision, at least sending songs that tend to come out of like the pop music factory. This is not that in any sense. And those people who have seen some of the live performances that she's done can definitely get a sense of the energy that she has. Definitely a polarizing song. I would say that in this case, it's possible that they might miss out on qualification, but whether it happens or not. It's still a really exciting moment for Malaysia and for Russia, I would say. So, they would get my vote as far as I'm concerned.
Neil Era thinks Russia potential top 5 with Manisha. So I absolutely love the song, and it's that beat that gets me when I hear it. It's the different elements to the song. It's the backing singers. I think it's fantastic. So whilst I'm not surprised it's getting some hate maybe in certain parts of Europe for being maybe daring, I love the fact that it's not the manufactured kind of pop music that we usually get from Russia, which in itself has been fantastic. But I'm glad they're going with something that feels kind of fresh and different, and you wouldn't, apart from the song title, you wouldn't necessarily place it as a Russian entry. Well, apart from the Russian lyrics as well. But yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think she's shown that kind of all the hate that she's getting and is undeserved. But she's a bit like this, and that's what I love about her. She's standing up. She's allowing us to hear her message. It's an important message. I think she will do really, really well. I think we're going to get lots of questions about what countries are going to be qualifying. Let's have a look. Yusuf wants to know our favourites from the Spanish pre-party.
Surprisingly, Serbia. I think they did a really good job, and they were all on key, and they didn't do an acoustic version, which I really appreciated.
I did actually like Serbia's a lot as well, and that one surprised me more than some others, I would say. They weren't my favorite though. My favorite was actually Manisha, as we were just talking about, and because she incorporated some words from the Tattoo Eurovision entry, which I probably can't say. Does anybody know the title?
Never Brazil or something. It always sounded like Brazil.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, like it was an example of Manisha as a performer, and she had her backing vocalist there. She had some live instruments going on. It was really, really entertaining, and yeah, it gives me hope that this will be an entry that changes the trajectory for Russia in the future.
Well, and she kind of had personality spilling out of her, even when she was doing that. And also her backing vocalists did. So altogether, it was fantastic. Can't wait to see her on stage. Jess.
I actually really liked James Newman's acoustic version of Embers. I just thought that it was just lovely to hear. And I would actually be quite happy if that was even our entry, that kind of acoustic version. It was kind of a different side to this dancey song, and I just love it. And also Island too, I thought was really good.
Oh, I was gonna say Ireland, but I've got like a girl crush on Leslie Roy. I think she's fantastic. So, but yeah, James Newman as well. I'm so proud to have James representing us this year.
I'm seeing in the comments love for Go A, and I have to say that theirs was great too. I really love the character that they put into it with Kate making like borscht or something on the stove, and Ihor the flautist playing, kind of tapping his foot and lying on his side on a bed. It was really, really funny and entertaining, and like just such a really, really great song.
Yeah. Also, Hooverphonic were great as well. Actually,
yeah.
It elevated it. Even though I love the song already, seeing them perform it live, it's kind of elevated it, and I actually think its chances are maybe better than I was anticipating maybe a couple of weeks ago. So we will see. I've got to say, Amy Roberts, come on, we need some optimism.
No.
I don't think the UK will be last.
It will be Spain.
Maybe. ESC Manga, do we think San Marino will be in the top 10?
Yes, I do.
Yes, like scratching the top 10, I think. It won't be top 5, but it has possibilities. Top 15 for sure, no doubt about it. Do we know if Florida is going to be on stage, though?
I'm pretty sure we would have found out by now if he was.
Yeah. Maybe like a hologram.
Maybe we need to check his Insta and see where he is.
But if we're being honest, for us, I mean, maybe it's different for other people. Does it really make a difference if he's there? Exactly.
Really, it would just be like an added bonus, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you.
We've got nil error. Hoover it was class. Also, UK is not. Juries will save UK apparently. Adrian, do we think about Poland? Will they qualify?
I saw a post of the Ich Treue guy saying he has no chances. So he's more of an expert than I am.
I mean, I think I kind of agree with the Ich Treue singer. As much as I love the song and the 80s vibe, the song is a bit kind of repetitive. It's a bit maybe not as memorable as other songs. And I am slightly worried about his live performance. So I think this could be another NQ for Poland.
I have an issue with his glasses. Like, if you want
I
to
was
connect
just going to say, yes.
with the audience, if you want to connect with the audience and you need the visual contact, you need to be able to connect. If you put some shades like, I don't really care about who's watching. It's just like me and my pose and blah, blah, blah. So I have an issue with his glasses.
I think the glasses are going to harm him. And it seems really superficial saying that. But I think he's someone that will really need to connect with the audience. And if he's wearing those glasses, I think it really is going to harm his chances. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe that I'm saying that potentially is the reason why someone definitely might not
but
qualify.
It's true.
But
I mean, there are other things to consider too. Like one of the things that we talked about when we discussed that entry in our videos was the fact that semifinal 2 has a lot of 80s sounding songs, and this one is one of the songs that leans on that sound a lot more. And I don't think a lot of people would agree that it's the best out of those songs in particular. I do think that there's lots of good qualities to the song, but it just doesn't seem like it's coming together in a way that would secure qualification. So I definitely wouldn't bet on it qualifying, to be honest.
Yeah. In an edition where there wouldn't be so many 80s songs, maybe it would have a better chance. But it's just the fact that it's the sunglasses and the fact that there are so many 80s sounding songs.
Yeah, but again, it's Eurovision. You know, there's always a couple of surprises.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out either. Like I think that I could see it making it through, but it would not get through comfortably. It would be like probably 9th or 10th.
Yeah. Yusuf, if you could just delete that comment.
The thing is, though, I agree.
I don't want to live in a world where Ukraine don't qualify this year, because I love Go A and they have to go through.
I agree with you. Look, that's my favorite song this year, and I so badly want them in the final. But I am worried, and it just has to do with the fact that semifinal is so competitive, and I know that song as well is a bit polarizing for people. But I am leaning more on the possibility of it qualifying, because I see that a lot of people are getting behind the uniqueness of it. So, I mean, obviously that's with respect to Euro fans, so that doesn't always mean everything. But I'm optimistic that they will make it through.
Yeah, and they've got a great spot as well in the semi-final. So
yes.
Euroboy, for your like in Poland because of the 80 sound.
I like it for Euro Club. I like it to dance, but maybe not for qualifying.
And
it's got a great chorus.
Yes.
It is really catchy. And I have to say, if you've seen the video, which most of you probably have, please go and show some support to the Neon Museum in Warsaw, because that's where the video was filmed. I've been there. They do rely, I think, on support from people visiting. So please do go and visit when it's possible in Warsaw. But let's have a look. Nil error. Ukraine better qualify. Ariana wants to know if we think Croatia is a dark horse. So I'm assuming you mean a dark horse for the win. Which I don't know if it's a dark horse for the win.
But a dark horse for top 10 could be a possibility, in my opinion.
I can see it
become one of Croatia's best entries.
I could see it going a lot of ways, because I see that the effort is being put in to qualify, and I know that Croatia has missed the last few years, so I definitely want to see it in the final. Again, it's that like one semifinal is so competitive that I could see it just missing out. But again, the effort is there, and I think that that's at least good enough, and I hope that Croatia is proud of her and the team, regardless of what happens.
Very diplomatic.
Yeah, and the performance is going to be slick as well. I think I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I hope they keep the kind of the pink and blue neon theme that they had in Dora, but I'm pretty sure they're going to go with something which is a bit of a departure from that. So maybe we'll be quite surprised by Croatia's. Just no more angel wings. We had it a couple of years ago. We got it from Tix. No more angel wings, Croatia. Let's have a look. Euroboy4 agrees with you, Jess. Thinks Croatia could be a possible top 10. Nil Era Albina is very good. And you think that she will go through. I've got Tommy saying Leslie Roy Destiny and Angela Peristeri were rehearsing in the same gym in Stockholm. I saw that, yes.
Yes.
With Leslie bang in the middle, so could maybe Leslie would be the winner out of those three. I don't know, but let's talk Destiny because she's still number one in the odds. You know, people are starting to already kind of confirm her as the winner, but odds aren't always the confirmation that that means you're going to win, really. But do we think she's got a realistic chance of winning this year?
Yes.
Yes. It's just, again, like she's not the only one. It's not like other years where, well, I mean, obviously there's been other years where we had surprises, but this isn't like the year of Duncan Lawrence or Loreen. It's going to be tight, and I could see them doing it. I mean, I think we can at least safely say that she's going to be top 10.
Yeah.
I was in Bulgaria this weekend, and we had a Maltese I was in Bulgaria with the Bulgarian delegation, and there was a Maltese delegation, and the Bulgarians were making fun that they were going to win, and then they made a jab at the Maltese like, oh, but we know you got this.
Well, it's funny you should say that because Benjamin is just saying Bulgaria deserves to win the contest this year. And also Antoinette from Malta, hello to you. So we're just talking about your destiny. Well, not your destiny, Destiny from Malta. And I have to say that the support that she's getting from the Maltese fans, as always, is insane. But when we spoke to her a few weeks ago, she's really feeling that support from the Maltese fans as well. And again, I think we're going to have a really exciting staging for this song. She's been working with Sasha.
Gianbattista. Gianbattista?
Yeah. So, you know, good things coming with the staging. We think she's got an amazing voice. She's youthful, maybe a little bit shy, and maybe not as confident as you would expect. But when she gets onto that stage, she's going to be like a different person. Malta's going to be so proud. I can't imagine what will happen if she comes second rather than first.
What I know is that there are many eyes, and many countries have their eyes on Malta because it's the one to watch.
Yeah, and guys, if you're from Malta, we're potentially looking for somewhere to stay in about a year's time from now. So if you can help us out, then please do send us DMs. We would love to come and stay with you and your families for a very cheap price.
I wouldn't mind Malta winning. I think it's about time. Like it's a country that has tried, and they really put an effort, and all of the songs they send, they've very rarely or maybe never have sent a mock entry, which shows me that they have respect for themselves as a country, their music industry, and the contest. So I think also bringing Destiny is a great way it would be a great cherry on the top.
Well, the stars are lining up for Destiny because it's actually 50 years this year since Malta's first Eurovision entry as well. If I've added that up right in my head, it was 1971. I'm sure it was 50 years ago. That was 50 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
There you go. So yeah, maybe it could be the year. It's quite exciting. Rai Bailey saying that Malta is the producer's favourite.
As a Spanish person, I'm just a little bit upset that "yo me caso" doesn't mean "yo me caso," which means I get married, just for one O in the end. And my sister speaks French, and she has explained me, it's like, I'm leaving. And that's a very, very disappointing truth.
Michael saying Malta are not known for strong staging. Look at Ira Losco in Stockholm. but that wasn't Sacha John Baptiste, was it?
But then again, look at Chameleon from Michaela, and look how well that turned out. So,
you know, actually, I would kind of flip flop those. Whereas, like, I thought that Ira Lasco and Walk on Water was better staged than Chameleon. Chameleon had a good idea. It just wasn't, in my opinion, executed well. And I don't. I also think that the delegation wasn't happy with how it came about. It came out a little bit cartoonish. So I don't know. I mean, it is important to mention that they are working, as you guys did. They're working with someone who has a track record at Eurovision for doing really great staging. It's not a lock, I would say, but they do have this really nice combination of that with like a really charismatic performer who can actually carry the song without needing really elaborate staging. So I can see perfectly why this is leading the odds. I don't think it's overrated like other people do. But yeah, I'm just as excited as everyone else here to see it.
Serdian, you're saying that you'd love to see France winning. Imagine that, France having to host Junior Eurovision and Eurovision in the same year after. It really does happen like that. But it really does happen like that sometimes, doesn't it? Like this huge long period of no success, and then it all comes at once. I mean, look how the Netherlands turned their Eurovision story around. Look how Portugal turned their Eurovision story around.
Yeah.
Imagine France winning Junior Eurovision and then 6 months later winning Adult Eurovision. It's just crazy how it works.
Yeah, and the song written by the same person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a real talent. I wonder what France will do with the staging. I don't think it's going to be too much of a departure from kind of what we've seen at the national final. It's not really a song that you can go crazy with staging wise, but maybe we will be in for a surprise. Who knows? I haven't heard so many people talking about France over the past couple of weeks. So I'm wondering if it's wearing off for some people, maybe, but it's still riding high in the odds. I think it's third in the betting odds, just behind Switzerland and Malta.
I think we all know it's going to do good. There's no way this song is going to be a flop. So people are maybe people maybe are not commenting on it because they take for granted it's going to do good. So we like to comment about the polarizing songs. I think everyone agrees that France is timeless and classy, and there's nothing wrong with the song. So there's nothing to talk about. Everyone agrees it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's going to be so emotional to watch it, I think. Goosebumps. Ivcon, if I said your name right, Gion's Tears, that's one thing I'm going to have to ask him, is how to say his name properly, because I still don't know. Switzerland is your winner this year. Jess, Swiss win potentially?
Initially, I was thinking Switzerland were like the front runners to win this contest, and I couldn't see any other country beating them. Now I could see potentially Malta beating them, and I'm not quite so sure if Switzerland is kind of an overall winner. I do think definitely they're going to be top 10, possibly top 5 if they kind of nail the staging and the vocals and everything. But I see this song as more of a jury song rather than a televote song. So I'm wondering whether that could kind of drag it down a little bit. But potential kind of jury winner, but not overall winner, I would say.
Again, when we're talking about changing your Eurovision story, Switzerland. Wow. You know, I think they came 4th in 2019 with Luca Hani. I'm pretty sure that they're heading towards another top 5 result at least. This year, which will be amazing for them. Stu?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that's been said so far. I do see this still potentially winning. It's just so hard to say with the quality of the top entries this year. It does really seem like a really tight race. Also going to be staged by Sacha Jean Baptiste as well. So I mean, I don't know. It's great performer, great staging. It's definitely in that area of this could potentially win. I've seen certain people say that they aren't drawn into it immediately, and I know, like, I was watching our video this today that was just put out about Switzerland, and for Lydia, she said that she doesn't really like the timbre of Jean's voice. So I mean, I don't know. I still feel like it's got enough enough qualities in it that I think it's going to get a respectable televote score. Maybe it won't be as good as its jury score, but yeah, I don't know. I like to think that it could still do it.
I think visually this is going to be stunning to watch on stage. You know, there has to be kind of the star effect in the universe, and this is one that I'm really excited about seeing. And imagine if we have a Malta, Switzerland, France top three, then we've kind of got an all French top three. If you count Cats, there's been a little bit of French, and that is in itself for Eurovision would be fantastic because it's been a long time since we've had. Well, when did we last have a French language song in the top three, let alone two?
2001? No, that was top 4.
Amir did a pretty good job. I think that's the closest they got.
Like 6th, wasn't it?
With Amir, yeah. And that was half in English as well.
And then in 2002, they were 5th place. 2001, 4th place.
Oh, well,
it's been a long time.
French is such a beautiful language, so it'd be great to see both those songs in the top three. We've got a prediction here. Hey, Seri, you're saying top 10 will be Russia, Sweden, Cyprus, Malta, Switzerland, Italy, Finland, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, and Romania. No France in your top 10. Okay, it's interesting. One of the favourites. Cyprus, I'm not 100% Cyprus is going to get a top 10 place in. Is everyone going to cuss me for that?
I agree with you, actually.
I just think about Tamta when everyone was, you know, like, Tamta's going to win, you know, Tamta's going to be another top 3. And to the Eurovision audience, it really appealed, but not so much to the wider audience. And I worry that we're going to get the same thing with El Diablo this year. I think it's very targeted to a particular audience, but hey, I might be surprised.
Sorry, please go ahead. They're repeating the formula. It worked with Eleni, but you cannot get another Eleni, let alone 3 Elenis. So maybe I think they took a risk with Sandro to bring something different, and I would have been very interested to see how Sandro would have performed, because it would have been a very interesting strategy, different strategies to see which one would have worked.
You know, I was listening to Sandro last night.
Oh,
he's known as Tyler now.
Oh yeah. Apparently he has like 3 or 4 names, and he chose Sandro.
Yeah, no, Sandro, I don't know. I think Sandro quite suits him.
Yeah.
Well, he's Tyler now.
Guys, we've got Lee Fern. Your flags are already up in preparation for Eurovision. Which flags have you got up, Lee? Let us know which ones you've got. Or have you got all of them up? Because that's a lot of wall space, depending on how big those flags are. Switzerland is your fave, followed by Malta. Malta try hard every year. They really want to. Boy, do they want to win this contest.
Oh, yes.
And the lyrics of that song are amazing. I really like it. I feel very reflected in those.
Can you imagine being on, like, actually in Malta if they won this year? Like, it would just be wild.
I mean,
you know, those satellite images where you can't really see Malta because it's so small. You would see it. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh, my bank account would love that.
Let's have a look. Sarah, you're saying Tamta's staging last year was not good either with her vocals, but she did have an amazing outfit reveal.
Oh, yes.
I can remember. Let's have a look. Ellen, you're saying you have a strange feeling that Sweden and Romania may be 2 shock non-qualifiers.
Interesting, and I like that direction of thought.
Yeah.
I could see
about Romania. Oh, sorry, Jess.
Well, yeah. Talking about Romania, I was going to say I could see them being a shock non-qualifier, but not Sweden. Romania's song, whilst it's good, for me it doesn't stand out enough. So I'm wondering whether it's going to be enough to kind of qualify over its competition.
See, I think Romania is going to be a qualifier, and I think probably the support for that song has been getting a bit more since we've seen, because she did the live performance. Was it the concert in the dark?
Yeah, and Pre-Party Espana.
And Pre-Party as well. So yeah, I think Romania might be one to shock, and I always feel like even with Alcohol You last year, it was on itself it would have been an amazing song, but then it just kind of got overshadowed by some other entries, and I feel like that's happening with Romania again this year. But it might be a dark horse when it comes to Rotterdam and I can't remember the other country that someone mentioned, Sweden.
It is very difficult to see Sweden not qualifying. I do see what people are saying though, because typically when it comes to Sweden, like usually not everyone's sold on it, and there are always naysayers. There's a bit of a weird bias against Sweden. This year, it seems like more than ever, people are just not that excited about Sweden. And I don't know what that says about the general public, if they'll feel the same way. Yeah, and I'm kind of in that category too. I like Tusse. It's one of those examples of where I like the performer better than I like the song. But I don't know. It's just because of how things have gone for the last few years, it's hard to see Sweden not qualifying. So I guess what I'm saying is, if it happened this year, I wouldn't necessarily be sad. I would be sad for Tusse, but I wouldn't. I would still feel like, it would at least make a space for a song in semifinal one that I think is maybe more deserving of that spot.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a huge shock if Sweden didn't qualify. But then we have to remember it has happened. It has happened before in a
With
year
a
that
good
I think.
Song.
Well, there you go. Because I don't think it was a great song. I was quite happy with that song not going through, because I just don't get that song. But there's a number of people that I know where they cite that as their number one Eurovision song of all time.
Yeah.
What was your favourite there? Anna Bergendahl. I never quite got it, but I don't think this will be the year that Sweden won't qualify. But I do feel that it could maybe be a song that potentially doesn't get into the top 10, maybe just outside. We will see, but that might be. I might be biased just because I'm not totally feeling it this year. It's too safe for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Sweden have established like an average of good quality songs, and we don't get surprised by Sweden anymore because they always stay in the Swedish formula, and at some point, it's just the same.
Yeah, Connor Wells saying you're also not feeling Sweden this year. But you think it will get through, but you don't see it doing well in the final. We've got some other Sweden comments. You agree Sweden just sticking to a comfortable formula. Love Tusse's passion, and that's the thing. I love Tusse.
And I hope he does get to perform, because I understand that he
has some voice surgery.
Yeah. I don't know if he has already gone through the surgery, but I know that was being discussed where he might have to go through that. So, I mean, I know that they have the backup material as well, but still, let's hope that he's able to. I got some construction going on right now. Let's hope that he's able to participate.
I thought that was the dog growling.
So did I.
You sure it's not the dog snoring?
That would be a really loud snore.
I saw Serdian was asking, do we think Tix will have better wings than Rocco?
Yes, I think the budget is better. It's higher.
Yeah, God bless Rocco and his wings. But yeah, I think these aren't just going to be stationary wings, if that makes any sense. I think they're going to be magical.
Yeah, to be honest, Tix is one of the artists I'm really looking forward to interview or to meet, because he seems like a really interesting person, and I have no idea what he's going to what kind of answers he could give.
Yeah, but you know what I love about him is that he's kind of showing this character on stage, but off stage he's very honest about his own battles and his own background and his own life story, and that's what I like. So he's kind of playing this character, but at the same time, he's being very honest with people. So a lot of respect to him for that. Clara, a question for you, kind of non-Eurovision related, but do you like the boy band Another Level? I'm not sure if they ever made it to Spain.
I am not. I've never heard of them, unfortunately, but I'll make sure to listen to them after this.
Come on then, Jess.
Was never a fan.
Who are they?
I don't want to be alone no more. Do you believe in love?
Have you heard about them?
Nope.
No, I think they were only famous in the UK, probably for very good reason. They did have a. I won't sing that one actually. Let's have a look. George Makin, are any of us going to Rotterdam? Well, maybe you will find out in a week or two, George. Maybe we'll leave it as a little surprise for you. Saul says that you heard a rumour that Tix's wings are going to be able to flap. I hope they're going to fly.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Tix just like flew down on stage, like the woman did in
like the fallen angel.
Filippo wants to know, what do we think about Måneskin's chances? Well, we probably
glad you asked.
Because I actually think Italy could win potentially as well this year.
Really?
I wouldn't be shocked with an Italian win this year.
See, we tend to think like every year that Italy is going to win, and the funny thing is, like, I wouldn't have chosen this to be the song that Italy wins with over something like Soldi or even Occidentali's Karma or Non mi avete fatto niente. But I don't know, maybe I just really want to see it happen, and it's a great song and it's different for Eurovision, and if they won, I would love to see that response from other artists around Europe who make that kind of music to give Eurovision a try, because maybe they'll see it as a lucrative opportunity for them. So I would love to see it happen.
Same. And I think it's a classic rock that everyone can get behind. It's not too heavy or too bad spoken as Finland. And it's elegant at the same time, and they have like the outfits, they have like their personas. So I think this is a more approachable rock song for a wider audience, and it reminds me to the rock music my parents used to listen when they were younger. So
Jess, I don't even know if you like Italy or not.
I like Italy's song this year, actually.
Oh, surprise.
Which is a surprise. I don't think it's gonna win. I mean, I would be happy to see Italy win, but I kind of feel like I'd prefer it with another song rather than this song, if that makes sense. I mean, yeah, that's where I am.
I think that this is going to do really well with televotes, especially. Maybe not so much with juries, but I think if we look at kind of Italy's performance over the past few years, I think typically they tend to get all their points from, not all their points, but they tend to do better with the televote as opposed to the jury, I think. Is that right, Jess? I'm relying on you. I'm just trying to think back to Mahmood last year.
Especially in like 2018, I think they were top 3 with the public, but then bottom 5 or 6 with the jury. So it could be a similar situation.
Yeah, and I think they've kind of got that history in terms of the televote, but then they've got something that is very, very different to anything they've ever sent before, and quite different to everything else in Eurovision. If you kind of forget about Finland with another rock song, I don't know. I'm gonna say this could be a potential winner. People might not agree with me, but I wouldn't be hugely surprised.
I think they might actually do quite well with the juries, because the track itself is really well constructed. It's instruments, like the classical instruments of a classic rock band. There's very little synthesizers. There's very little sounds that are produced by a machine, technically, that we can hear. So I think it's a old school kind of way of doing music that the juries might appreciate.
Yeah, and as always, we have to wait until we see the rehearsals. Everything can change when we start seeing how people are staging their songs. Olivia MacArthur, hello to you. You want to know whose staging are we most excited to see?
Samantha Tina.
Actually.
Who's?
Samantha Tina. Latvia.
Samantha Tina. Who did you say, Jess?
I'm going to say like Malta, the UK, San Marino, and Latvia.
I'm looking at the app so I can jog my memory a bit. I mean, Latvia would be up there. Iceland. I think most people are expecting something that's similar to last year, but I'm hoping that we're going to get some surprises there. And Ireland too. There's a lot of buzz around that. Certain people on the Eurovision production team have been saying that this is something that's never been done before. And the staging director is the same person who did Måns Zelmerlöw's stage. So that could be really, really groundbreaking.
Yeah. To be fair, the UK said that in 2019 that we were going to have something that we'd never seen.
I know, but
that we'd never seen before. And I remember kind of watching it, thinking, "Well, what is the thing?"
yeah, but that was them talking about
singing at each other.
That was them talking about themselves, which you can never bet on.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward. For me, I'm obviously looking forward to seeing the UK's staging this year because I think we're going to get great lighting, and that's going to make a huge difference. But San Marino, Switzerland, and Greece, because Greece, we've been teased with something that if it works, it's going to be amazing, apparently. And Denmark.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't think they're just going to copy. I hope they don't just copy their kind of national final performance. I hope they do something slightly different. And again, I think if we get lots of neon and kind of 80s visuals, I'm going to love that one. So yeah, so those 4 or 5, I think.
And Ellen is mentioning Australia, who of course is currently the only delegation that. Excuse me. It's construction. Okay? It's the only delegation that isn't going to be attending, and it has to use the backup footage. But based on how she described the plans behind the staging, I hope that they're able to execute something like that with their backup footage. So I think it should be really, really good.
Yeah. We've got we've got George Scortis. Hello to you. Calispera. We've got Francesca. Yes, Denmark is your number 4. Someone was asking me at work, "Oh, what's your favourite? What ones do you like? What ones should I listen to?" And I said, "Just go listen to Denmark." I said because I think you like 80s, and this is a real genuine effort. I think you will like. Justin Mikulev, Malta is going to surprise us in the semi-final. Well, I don't know if it'll be a surprise.
I think everyone is expecting it to be a good one.
Yeah, I think Malta's a dead cert, so maybe not so much of a surprise. Serdian, it's a good one, actually, one that we're looking forward to. I wonder how Ukraine is going to stage it. Also, Hurricane mentioned that theirs is going to be wild. So, Ukraine is a one to get excited about as well. No idea how they're going to stage that.
With Ukraine, I would just love them to be in those hazmat suits jumping up and down. For me, that would just be enough, but,
Oh, well, maybe we should wear them when they're performing, a little face shield. We've got Ben Enty. You never have to apologise, Ben Enty. Thank you so much for joining us. We're not going to be around much longer, but you can always rewind and watch us from the start and pretend you were there live. Let's have a look. George Makin, how will Australia's rehearsal time work? Because they don't need to rehearse. I imagine she's going to be doing lots of press and media to fill up her time.
Oh, that's a very good thinking.
And I guess similar to Junior Eurovision, they would have some kind of clips or recordings from the rehearsals in Australia that they could use.
Yeah, I'm sure they will have to do something in terms of the press centre. So and the actual getting ready for Eurovision. So I'm sure as part of the rehearsals where we would see clips of the live rehearsals, I'm sure they will show something in place of where Australia would have been rehearsing. It would only be fair because they need to still create that hype.
Yeah.
So we need some little teasers, I hope. Let's have a look. Right, Bailey, you're saying the UK song is too safe. We need to send something different.
It's respectable as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it could be a bit riskier, but obviously, the issue right now is that nobody wants to take the risk in the UK, and what we need, or what the UK needs, is to build a reputation. Get artists who at least have well-rounded musical skills to go and show people that Eurovision isn't the joke that it's been made out to be. So I'm not disappointed in any regard, and I don't think it's going to come last, like some people might have been saying.
No. I saw someone predict, like, when people do their own voting predictions, and they kind of did the final, the 26 in the final, and UK was at number 17, so it was just on the right. And I thought, actually, even if we came 17th, I'd be quite happy with that. I would like to see him, and I think he deserves to be on the left-hand side in top 50, top 13 would be great on the left-hand side. But, I'll be happy with the 17th place this year. I think that would be a great result for the UK. Sergio wants to know, what do we think about Spain? I think Spain is a beautiful country. I've enjoyed going there on many holidays, and I've met some fantastic Spanish people.
I can second that.
I liked it so much that I stayed there for a year.
Well, what do we think about Spain's song?
I also don't think Spain's going to come last either, like somebody might have said earlier. I mean, it could happen, but I think they've got a great performer, and the song, it might not be the most exciting, but I think that it can be made into a moment that people feel. And my hope is that they can get out of the bottom 5. I wouldn't predict much further beyond that, but I think that's that's still an accomplishment, I would say.
Yeah, but like, who would you see them in the bottom?
Ooh, I know who I'm going to see in the bottom of the jury score, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Germany.
Why? I like Germany.
That's fine, but I can't see anyone being like, oh, this is really good music compared to everything else. Like, this is the best that we've seen when compared to all the other entries. So sorry, maybe not the very bottom. Maybe it might be second from the bottom, but yeah, I don't think that Germany. I mean, maybe their televote score will make up for it, but they're at least destined for a low jury score, I think.
The thing about coming last in Eurovision these days, I think 20 years ago, if you came last in Eurovision, it's because you had a really, really bad song. It doesn't necessarily mean that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
The quality of songs that we've got. So even if someone does come last, and I would find it really difficult to choose who would come last this year, it doesn't mean that the song is bad or the performance was bad, because the quality has improved so much over the years. But no one ever wants to be in that last spot. I just really hope it's not the UK this year. We could love it. Emmanuel thinks it might be the Netherlands. No. Although there is that kind of the host country curse. I would be really disappointed to see it though.
Yeah, it's such a forward-thinking song, and the lyrics are so beautiful. If that were the case, then it would absolutely have to do with the fact that they're the host country and not necessarily the song itself. Yeah.
Simple Things loves Germany, Clara, and I also saw somewhere Simple Things. You said you're going to be in the online press centre this year, so congratulations.
Nice.
Cool.
To you, and also Lee Fern was telling us about your flags. So you've got San Marino, Croatia, Malta, France, Switzerland, UK, Lithuania, Cyprus, and Moldova. Wow, you've got a big bedroom. Walls full, but very calm. I think that looks amazing. I need to see a picture of that. We have got. I just want to ask, Ellen, where in the beautiful Arctic North are you? And thank you very much for your kind words. Justin, you feel bad for Australia this year. And we've got a top 10 from you: Malta, Ukraine, Switzerland, Lithuania, someone that we haven't spoken about tonight, Iceland, UK, Bulgaria, Romania, Serbia, and so again, someone else with the top 10 that doesn't include France. Interesting. Serdian, do we think Georgia can go outside bottom 3?
Yes, I think I'm the only European that likes Georgia.
I mean, for me, the Georgian song is not exciting enough. It's not memorable enough. It's kind of just all on the same level. It doesn't really elevate. And I think it's going to have a hard time to stand out amongst some of the really big kind of upbeat songs. And I personally don't see this doing very well in the semi-final.
I know.
I just worry that because it's such a slow build before you get to the climax. The climax is really, really well done. I really like when he's belting out, at his highest level, and the backing vocals come in as well. And it's quite simple in that regard, but it's effective. But I do worry about the fact that it takes so long to get there that people might be lost and they might be, going, taking a break, going to the bathroom, and that kind of thing. It wouldn't be in my bottom three. I'll put it that way.
Well, for me, it's a grower, not a shower. And everyone loves a grower. It has been growing on me, but I think, sorry, I killed myself. But I think when it takes that long for a song to grow on you, it's maybe not got that instant appeal for Eurovision. Some people are disagreeing with us, though.
But do you think Georgia is better than Estonia?
Yes.
Oh, well, Ellen loves Georgia. Lennon-esque, different and beautiful. That it is.
Yeah.
Although Francesca thinks Georgia will probably come last if they ever qualify. Simple things, Georgia, memorable in the wrong way. But yeah, maybe it will be a big surprise. Benenti, you think France has fallen flat? See, I wondered that earlier because I said I've been hearing less and less about France over the past few days.
But I feel like I've been hearing more because France was announced as the song in January when they had the selection, and then obviously we had every other announcement and selection after the fact, and then it kind of rebounded afterwards because it is third in the odds, and we've seen performances on Spanish television, we've seen a number of acoustic performances, we've seen the pre-party performances. So I don't necessarily agree with that. And I mean, the thing about France that could be a turnoff is the fact that it's so French, and maybe people might just disconnect from that, and find it a bit pretentious. I don't necessarily agree with that, and I would love to see it win. But I don't think it's going to flop. I think that juries are going to appreciate it at least.
Oh yeah, I don't think it will flop in any way. I think it's going to be France's best result since the last time they won Eurovision, which was a long time ago. Matthew Blackie, hey Matthew, how you doing? You think Belgium will be one to contend for jury winner? Yes.
Interesting.
I mean, I do definitely see this song as appealing more to juries than televoters, but appealing to the extent of winning, I'm not so sure.
It's refreshing for Eurovision, and I mean, we kind of expected that from Hooverphonic. Yeah, I don't know. I could really go either way on that one. I could see it missing out on qualification, like just slightly, like getting an 11th or 12th spot, or being like 8th, 9th, no, higher than that, 7th. I don't know. It's just so hard to say at this point.
It's a song that has really grown on me. The more I listen, the more I like it, because the more I pay attention to the nuances of the lyrics. And it's a song that you have to appreciate it as time goes by, because you always discover something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe what it's lacking is that instant gratification is kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes it stand out enough that people want to vote for it, maybe it's lacking a little bit in that regard, but I hope not, because it would bring a much needed variety to the grand final, I would say.
It's like coffee. When you taste it for the first time, you hate it, and when you're 30, you're addicted to it. So it takes some time to build.
I just had like a coffee song go into my head. There is a song called Coffee.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It goes, I like my man like I like my coffee. Hot, strong, and sweet like... No.
Oh, that could have gone in a really inappropriate direction.
Olivia, this is a great question. Do we think we'll get a winner that the juries and televote agree on, or are we going to get another compromise winner?
Compromise winner, I think. Considering how this year looks like, it's going to be a compromise winner.
I think the winner will be the top of one of the two sides, but not necessarily both. So, I mean, whether or not you'd call that a compromise, like, Netta was first with the televote and then I think third with the juries, which, I mean, I think a lot of people would just consider that as being, an appropriate winner because of how people think of the televote. But I could see it topping one of the two.
Yeah, I think it should be topping one of the two. I didn't actually think, what if we get a winner that doesn't top either? Like Jamala,
That
I
would
think.
be interesting.
And
Jamala,
Duncan too.
Duncan
Jamala
Lawrence.
was the last person.
No,
Duncan
Duncan.
Lawrence was second with both.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
How could I forget? I was there as well. Wow.
It's been a pandemic.
Wow. Let's have a look. Paolo, Russia's been the biggest grower. Hey, Paolo. And we've got Beckett Fitz.
Oh,
yeah,
P.
P.
Fuffernan.
Fuffernan.
Long time.
hi.
Do we know if they'll allow at least some international press or fans? Yes, there will be some
Yes.
international press there. In terms of the fans, we're still waiting to hear about the audience. I'm not sure whether it's just going to be Dutch audience, but I'm pretty sure that international fans, maybe in the EU area, will be able to travel to Netherlands. So I'm not sure how that works. Yeah, I think we've got to wait another week or so before they announce kind of how the audience issue will work. I've answered that question clearly. So yes, there will be international press, but in reduced capacity. And yes, there may be some international audience, but I think the majority will be Dutch. How was that?
Okay.
Wonderful. Do
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's have a look. We've got Onyx Topaz. Never thought you'd love to see the year where Ukraine, Australia, Russia, and Azerbaijan's qualifications are uncertain.
For
No, I
me,
agree.
Azerbaijan, for me, actually, all except Australia is a certain qualifier for me.
Ooh, no, I think Azerbaijan could miss out. Excuse me, now I have dogs barking. They agree.
I really like Azerbaijan. It's one of my favorites. And I really see it qualify. Well, I need to see her sing live, like in the whole Unmoving, because, you know, like, I think she has really good vocals, but because I've heard her singing in the pre-party, but she was still. So I need to see her singing while she moves, because, you know, like, your breath might be a little bit wonky, or one note doesn't go at the way you wanted. So, but I would really love to see her qualify, because Matahari is like really giving me life this month.
And let's just remember, everyone is going to be boosted probably by pre-recorded backing vocals
Yeah.
Oh yes,
as well.
I hope this rule does not stay.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me 3, 4, but I think it possibly may. I don't know, but we will see. But guys, I'm literally losing my voice now, and we've been well over an hour, so other things to do. But guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will hope to go live. I saw a couple of you saying you want more lives before Rotterdam. That is only a week away. We've got lots to do, but we will do our best. But thanks so much for joining us. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Go hit us up on all of our socials. Lee Firm, we need to see a picture of all your flags all over your bedroom, so you can DM us on Instagram and show us. Otherwise, guys, that's it. We will see you next time. Otherwise, stick around. Lots more to come. Clara, Stu, Jess. Night, guys.
Bye.